Welcome to the History Hunter. Welcome to our small adventures with the WW2 time frame. Today we're going to take you on a little Atlantic wall coast walkabout. We're going to share with you some of the features that the Germans installed in this area that we are at now. So join us and let's go out and find the path together right now. At this location, the Germans anticipated and calculated that the Allies could actually invade, and the reason for that is a huge beach that is over there. So we're going to see some of the features that the Germans put here to protect the beaches. Also, you're going to see how they wanted to prevent the Allies from coming up ashore. I'm going to show you that. So it is not important, it's not a strategically important place at all actually, but it's a part of the Atlantic Wall which consisted of tens of thousands of structures with one purpose: to keep all the enemies out. Was it plausible? Was it a smart thing to do? I really don't know, but what is fascinating is to see all the features that are at a location like this. Me and Eagle Eyes were just passing through this area and we discovered that there are some pretty cool features to share with you. But I want to take the opportunity to say a massive thank you to all of you who watch, subscribe, comment, and a huge thank you to all our Patreon team members. You are the guys and girls who makes this come true, and without your great support we wouldn't be able to do this. And also watch the videos in full, hit the notification bell, and in that way you help the YouTube algorithm to support our work, because that is not as favorable towards us as watching a sleeping cat in a high-rise building in China that gets 50 million views. So here you can see, this is a typical scene that the Germans actually didn't like. Anyone could come here, invade that beach area, and believe me, down here it would have looked something like this. Tens of thousands of mines, hundreds and hundreds of kilometers with barbed wire fencing system, all to prevent anyone to come up the beach. But they also had something heavier, and that's what we're going to show you here today. So we come across a lot of these. It's not a fireplace. And Eagle Eye asked me, what are they? And I really don't know. We've seen them before. Sometimes they stick a huge pole in there and stretch camouflage canvas on top. But at this location, I really can't figure out why it is there. You know it? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna get you onto the top here, but just wanted you to see this. See here? There's a little fighting position right there. You can see they created this concrete thing here, and they stacked up rocks, and they came from lower grounds down here. So this is where they could come up, and then they could take a position right there that protected them from a road that is further down. That is just a tiny little place, but was so important for the Germans to have full control of the area. Look at this, everybody. This is spectacular. And here you can see more of the coastline. The beach that we were just at is here. And you can see now that it was very important to make sure that nobody could enter here, because you could definitely make a little invasion on this beach and also on this beach over there. That's a little bit scary. Crossing here. Ooh, just a slab of rock. Well, it worked well. Look at this place here. Can you imagine Hans, Wilfred or Wilhelm being here? Not on the Eastern Front, being slaughtered at Stalingrad or Leningrad. Could be a beautiful day to do some fishing and swimming, but when the winter storm comes, the very heavy winter storms, like 40-45 meters a second wind gusts, and snow and hail and all of that, well, it's not the same thing. But here you can see, that is where the Germans thought the Allies would start coming in. So that is where they started the fortification. And we're going to go down and check out the first that will cover the whole flank of the beach here. And then we're going to cross over this ridge mountain area here. And we're going to show you several further over there. Oh my goodness, I wonder if the Germans made that one. That is scary. See that? It's like a bridge. I'm going to cross that as well. Oh my goodness. That is pretty scary. But that is typical, something you'll find that the Germans could have built because they utilized what they had, and what they had was concrete, rock and rebars, so definitely could have been there since those days. All right, did you guess it? Eagle Eyes is actually sitting in a pack position. Panzerabwehrkanon, 3.7 centimeter gun was right here, right there. And you can see there used to be some concrete things there. So they blasted the rock. Today it's like something with a flagpole or whatever. They blasted the rock, they pulled the gun up here, made it ready, and then boom, they had full control of the whole area. And with the next feature that we're going to show you, you're going to understand how powerful these small positions really were. The pack position is up there, and you can see they have a fighting position right here. Eagle Eyes, we're going to go this way. And that fighting position means that they spent munition with the pack gun on top. And here, maybe they had a machine gun here. And then maybe they have a storage in here. How cool to see this thing here. This is very rare to see, actually. Oh my goodness, Eagle Eyes, it's pretty big, actually. Hello? Do you think it's a tunnel that goes further? No, it's just a small storage. Wow, that was actually unexpected, because I didn't expect to see this place here. You can see they blasted the rock, put some concrete on the outside, some bricks there, maybe there was a wall or door. Fascinating. Just want to tell you, if you really need a good versatile flashlight, this Ruben X2 is my favorite these days. It is a powerhouse and it really does the job so good. Absolutely just love that. All right, let's see what more is here. Let me show you how intricate this place is. Doesn't look like much, does it? But look here. See that? It's another little storage. Let's see, there are some cobweb here. Just gonna get that away. So, Ruben X2, light it up for me. Wow. Again, just a small shelter. Wow. Cool. Very, very cool to see. There's another reason why I love this. It has this clip. You just clip it onto anything, your belt, your pocket. And if you really are interested in checking them out, check in the video description. There are links for Ruben lights. And I can promise you, you will not be disappointed if you choose to have one of these doing some exploring. You know, Hitler's Atlantic Wall, it was covering so much area from all the way top of the north of Scandinavia to the bottom of France. And there are tens of thousands of structures. Some of them small like this, some of them massive. But all of them have one thing in common, and that was they all played a part in the huge puzzle of the tens of thousands of structures with one purpose: to protect the coastline from enemy attack. So we are back at this position here, and you might wonder, what is going on here? Well, let me take you to the top and show you. This is part of a little system. This thing here. And then there is a little feature there, but the main feature is what you see here. This is a pack gun position. Most likely a 3.7 centimeter gun would have been in that encasement. And you can see that could have been the crew shelter, like a small bunker. And you have what we think is a munition storage made of concrete, and then you have the gun position itself. I'm just going to go down to the trench here, Eagle Eyes, and see the bunker from the inside here. See here how they integrated everything into the mountainside. They even made a set of stairs. That is from where we were, where you saw the first pack position in the open landscape, and the caves and all of that leads down to here. And then you have first little room. It is just a tiny little room. Let's crack up the Ruben light again. And you can see this is what's called a Wellblech. It's like a sectioned module thing of these half pipe metal pieces. And these are something you can very quickly put up there in the terrain. And then you just throw some rocks or concrete on top. Here they chose to build this concrete thing first, and then they put this on top, and concrete and rocks on top, and it's very, very blended into the terrain. And this is most likely the munition storage for the pack gun. And then when you come over here, you can actually see they will be able to come back, retreat, or have some kind of function in this bunker here. So there could very likely have been maybe munition in here and munition in here. I really can't tell you what was here. Very often it was munition storages, primary, secondary, even the third option. But also they could be crew shelters that were never finished. But some of these have panels on the wall and a bunker ovens, decent doors coming in and out, all of that, so the crews could stay here, be warm, and then if the alarm was raised, they could get down to that gun position very quickly, and that's exactly where we're going to go now. So that is most likely where they had this pack 3.7 centimeter gun, and then you can see here munition pockets down here. This is the entrance for the little bunker. I can take you down here so you can see. So they would enter here, and there will be munition in there and in there, and the gun mount will be right here. And then you can see what the purpose was. The first, you have the first pack is up there, and then you have this one, and also here you can see how they can take out the whole beach area. So they could flank out anyone who would try to come up here by this position here. And as you're going to see later, they can also take you out in a position over there. Wow, so beautiful here today. But during those days, Hans, Wilfred and Wilhelm or Olav, they would have been here with a purpose. And that purpose was to stand guard, to be ready, and then sacrifice your life for the fatherland and what they wanted you to sacrifice. Crazy stuff. What a beautiful walkabout this is turning out to be. All right, we're going to continue, and we're going to go over to this other section of the beach, and we're going to share what we find there. Now we're going to take you to another side of the beach here, and you're going to see that the Germans really meant business here. Eagle Eye is doing the navigation. It's going to bring us over here, because where we are going, we have to go all the way to the hill there. You want to see something really spectacular? Well, we'll show it to you. Boom, see that? And holy moly, what a fantastic view. Now suddenly you get to understand that there is more here. We started over there, now we are here. Different place, different location, same purpose. Protect the area of the beach in any way you could. But this is a bit heavier, more heavy duty position. So let's go down and check out what Eagle Eye is sitting on there. See that? Looks like it could have been a munition storage. You have even some massive railroad beams here on the top here. Sometimes these are actually marked with Kruppwerke and even dates, so we found them at any place at the Atlantic Wall. It's just a matter of whether they had them available, used them, but they could here because the railroad is actually just over there, so they definitely had that available. There you are. A much larger gun was right there at this turntable. Maybe the meridian ring was around here with the mill radians and how to position it. And then it was just a matter for the crew members, you know, Hans, Friedrich, Reinhard, all of them were practicing, rehearsing very, very much. And then when the final solution, the firing control solution came, out there, that would be the target. Either protecting from an invasion coming here, or actually attacking vessels crossing this area over there. Absolutely stunning place. And let me show you something. Remember that round hole I showed you? See that? There's another one right there. Please tell me what they are, because some say it's like a one-man fighting position. I really couldn't tell you, but they're spread all over the place here actually. See that? There's another one of these round ones. And I actually passed a feature in the mountainside. Can you see that? There's actually a feature in the mountainside there. But what I wanted you to see is how they utilize the terrain. See here? Again, blasted through the rocks here. And then created this fighting position right here. This could very likely have been a machine gun position, maybe a lookout position, or even maybe a mortar was once here, who knows? And down here, that would be barbed wire, mines, and more mines. You can see this valley here. There are rocks stacked everywhere. And this is where the Germans came up and back and walked up and down to the position. This goes up to another machine gun position. But this was pretty interesting. What is that? Maybe that is just like a munition storage or something. Let's have a peek inside. Wow. It is actually really well made. You can see here. It's concrete everywhere. Never did I expect to see that. Normally there would be rough rocks, but they really smoothed out everything here. And even some plaster. Why? Did they sleep in here? Maybe a guard was positioned in here. I don't know. But it's very well made actually. See here? Plaster. Didn't expect that. Interesting. I was just walking from the first little cave there. Boom, another one. Let's see if that one is kind of smooth and nice. Oh, that is much longer in there. What's going on in here? Okay. This is much bigger. Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's a storage, munition storage. See that? Very, very moist in here, wet on the walls. That's a pretty big place, to be honest. I didn't expect that to be that big in here. Wow. Now, let's go to the next position. To get to our next target on our little Atlantic wall walkabout here on the coastline, we have to go a little bit over here, and we're going to show you even more spectacular views, because there's a feature here which is a kind of surprising actually, but also it has a little surprise in the mountainside. All right, we are at this position here. The feature we're going to show you is there, but when we turn around, look what is here. They made a tunnel, and this tunnel is actually rather large. It's very tall. Wait up, Eagle Eyes, wait up so I can come through here. Here we go. Let me come next to you. Wow, that is actually pretty big. Let's turn on turn it off, and boom, there we are. This is pretty big.
Water hit my head.
Wow, this is a huge tunnel system. What on earth did they plan on here? And where does that lead to? That means they could transport themselves from lower grounds from the position that we're going to share with you, that we're going to show further down.
Yeah,
and then you can,
continuous.
wow, this looks like it's pretty filled in. There's a lot of sand. Let me see. Could it be a tunnel little here?
No.
What is going on here? Oh, wow. That is closed off. Look at that. That is closed off with bricks. What is going on here? Let's check out under here. That is fully covered with bricks. There's no entrance whatsoever. What on earth is that? There's a cable, some insulation. That is weird. I do think I know where that goes to, but I'll check into it. A rather large tunnel. I wonder why It was so big to transport people. You don't need like 5 meters across and 3.5 meters high. There's another purpose involved here. What on earth did they plan here? This was actually very exciting, and I didn't anticipate that whatsoever. But let's go down and see how the bunker on there's a bunker here, and how they managed to have that so they could take control of the beachhead here. There's a passage here, but that is difficult to see now because of all the vegetation. So I'm going to take you to the front side, and then you can fully understand what the purpose of this bunker here is. That is a pack gun garage. See that? So this was forest for so many years, and everybody forgot about it, I think. And there are even trees on the top of the roof of it. But that is the main purpose. Let me go down there and share with you and show you how this worked. Wow, I can see a half circle here. That means something stood right there. When you see this half circle here, you know that has got something to do with an installment that used to be here. And when I get further over here, I do realize that they actually had a pack gun here, Panzerabwehrkanon. But it could also be that it actually had a Feldkanon here. And we actually found shell casings for such a gun at other location at the Atlantic Wall, and that was very, very cool. This could have been a primary munition storage maybe. And then when you see here, you understand what's going on here. This is a garage. The gun would be pulled in here. I think it's been filled in during the years, but the gun would be kind of pulled back here. Let me go all the way back here. So you can see there's an entrance there. They can come in from here, and that leads to the passage where the tunnel system is. You see that? So when we went over here, you can go further in there, and that is where the tunnel system is. So let me backtrack here. Here we are. So this thing here hosted a gun. So whenever they needed to use it, they pulled it out there where the half circle was. And then when they had to protect it from the wind and the environment and all of that, the elements, they pulled it back here. How ingenious is that? But let me take you out there so you can fully understand why it was placed right here. Pack on garage, pack on position, and then boom, now you get it. Can you see that? That's a several kilometer long beach down there. And this is the perfect vantage point to be able to block out any invasion coming up the beachhead here. So how ingenious is that? So the other ones you've seen, they're covering one beach, stretched between a beach, and then this hill, highest vantage point. You have the cave, you have a tunnel going up to what used to be a barrack and a gun position there. You have the lookout position with the radio mast and all of these things. Then you have the pack gun here, and boom, you have the position where that gun could take full control of the environment. Now I'm a little bit further down into the terrain, and you can really see pack on garage so perfectly blended in with the terrain there. Then it would be protected from attack coming here. The Allies would have no chance at coming here, and then boom, launch at the beach. And then this gun would be absolutely 100% ready for whatever the Allies try to bring on. But you know what? There's also a very special kind of passive defensive system here at the beach. But to find that, you have to go all the way to the other side of the beach. And should we go down there? Well, let's do that, because that is also a part of the Atlantic Wall, but it was not about shooting or firing anything. It was about preventing an Allied intervention here at the beach. Here we are on the other side. And here the Germans did something unexpected. You remember on the other side, gun positions, all of that? Well, there is that here as well, but here the Germans decided that this would help out a lot. We call them the Hitler's teeth. They are Panzersperr, and there are hundreds, if not thousands of them. Can you see that? Each and every one of these rocks are put up in a pattern. Let me show you from above. Yeah, and they stretch for kilometers through the terrain, actually all along this road that you see over there, and then they end up on the other side. So the last position we were at is on that side there, and here you can see the Hitler's teeth, which they used to prevent anyone from coming up with vehicles. So they were put in this kind of pattern here. Each one of these are basically just sat down, but they are often going like 30-40 centimeters further down than what you see here. So they're pretty difficult to remove and almost impossible to drive through, because they are very edgy, sharp, high, tall, heavy obstacles. And that's the whole purpose of this area here. This used to stretch for hundreds of meters over there. That is now being kind of developed for other things. But this is a part where you can definitely see that they are still here, almost just as when the Germans built them. But there's also something else here. There's actually a build or structure that is even bigger than this, and that is also further up the hill behind us. So let's take you there, and we'll check that out. That is a major task to build. Panzerwall or Panzersperr. This is what the Germans decided would be sufficient here. This rock wall stretched for almost 1 kilometer. All the farmers in the area was ordered to contribute with the workforce, with stones and tools, and they had to build, every one of the farmers around had to build so and so many meters, and it was highly controlled by the organization TOT, but you had to kind of volunteer. Yeah, you could call it that. You had to volunteer to make sure that you satisfied the German kind of needs. So this wall is still here, and I don't know how many thousands of rocks they use, but there are no concretes on this part of the wall. You can see it's just huge rocks, and the farmers in the area were very good at that. So what they did, they tried to stall the work. So they were punished. They were kind of discovered that they tried to stall the work. The Germans came down very hard on them. This is slowly going away, but it's a remarkable feature out here in the terrain even today. And it's amazing to see how much work that must have been. But they had to work very quick actually. But they sabotaged the wagons, the horses were sick, the tools disappeared. They even buried their tools around to make sure they couldn't work. So pretty strange way that they tried to sabotage, but they did it silently. You can see here, definitely pretty substantial build. It's like, I would say 3 meters at least, and down here it's more than 2.5 meters. So this is where they anticipated the Allies to come down or come up, and then they would be met by this massive wall. And in a way it's cool to see that it's still here, but it proves yet again that the Atlantic Wall is still out here. It is definitely still out here in the terrain, even today, and there are more gun positions and features further over there, but that's going to be for another story. But this is what it was all about. The Atlantic Wall, very heavy, serious project and investment that the Germans did, and they really knew how to protect it, and that took place right here. Yeah, that was a very beautiful Atlantic Wall walkabout. What do you think, Eagle Eyes?
It was beautiful and interesting place.
It was really that, and we spent 5 hours out there and 4 hours editing this video. And if you enjoyed that as much as we did, we have this little super thanks feature here. Basically your opportunity to help us out, to go out and find and share even more history. That's an image of Irvin Rommel inspecting the Atlantic Wall. And we all know the result of what happened on D-Day. Well, that is why you can still find pieces like this everywhere on the Atlantic Wall. For us, this was absolutely a Maximus day. Loved it. It was beautiful to be out there in the nature, and with that beautiful scenery, what could be better? Thank you all for subscribing, watching, commenting. If you leave a comment, we appreciate that. And if you hit that notification bell, you'll be notified every time we release a new video. So, are we going to be back, Eagle Eyes?
Yes, we will.
We will be back very, very soon. And in the meantime, please remember, history is everywhere and will be everywhere. All right, thank you all, and bye-bye.
Bye, and stay safe.